Is sport a religion? Well, when I first am asked this question, it's definitely no, sport is not a religion. It's nowhere near compared to one. How can you compare someone playing a sport to someone being dedicated to their religion and practicing something in their belief in God? That's no way near how sport could be a religion. However, when you look more and more into it, there are similarities that are connected between the two. Like when we first talked about how the Romans, the ancient Romans, sacrificed themselves in the sport for their God. Sports such as like wrestling, people died. They knew that either it was a high percentage in which they would die in sacrificing themselves for the God. So to me, when we first talked about that section, I definitely felt that there was a strong connection between sport being a religion. But when we start talking more and more about it, I was a little confused because it was just so many different things that we were reading, and it's so many different sides to it. So it's like one time we will read something that said, yes, sport is a religion. The next one is like, you can't compare sport to a religion. So I definitely have an open mind about the situation. I still to this day have an open mind because me personally, the only connections that I see with a sport being connected to a religion is the fact that yes, sometimes we do pray before a game, and there are athletes out there when they do make a touchdown or a goal, they do point up to God and in terms like thanking God for allowing them to do it. And there are many athletes that have tattoos of a cross or scriptures on their bodies to remind them of their God. But that doesn't necessarily mean that because there are certain athletes out there that sport is a religion, because they are still, it's not like the athletes have their own quotes on their body as if like, like people get scriptures on their body because that's what God says. So it's not like people are walking around with quotes of athletes on their body because that's what they said, because that's like their God. But at the same time, when there's a Super Bowl or a Final Four, the March Madness, when those do happen, fans are dedicated to that stuff. Like I know in high school, they had the teachers had a March Madness brackets, so they would like bet on this stuff in school. So it is important to people, but it can be its own religion because people really are dedicated to this. They are willing to sacrifice missing work, sacrifice paying a lot of money to go to Super Bowl. They're willing to sacrifice that to go to these events and support their athletes that they are rooting for. I can say that some, just like in religion, some individuals are not distinct in what they believe in. So there are individuals that are not distinct in which team they believe in. So you have individuals that will like hop teams and whatnot. So in ways they are similar. When we read the Chandler article, I thought it was very interesting to see her point of view, because she believed that religion or sport was not a religion because the questions that religions the questions that they ask, sports cannot ask, as in like about death and stuff. Like you can look in the Bible and learn a lot about that, but there's no book about sports and the questions that they can answer for you. So it is very interesting to see the different point of views. I am interested to see how the rest of the course goes and to see my final belief in whether sport is religion or not. Right now I am still confused a little bit because it's just, I don't think I would ever really have a distinct belief whether it's not or it is. I think I will always be in between because there are a lot of great arguments to either side, but I can say when I first was asked the question, is sport a religion, it was a definitely no, it's not a religion. How can you compare playing on a field or a court or anything like that to be a religion? But when you look more into it, pro sports, I can see how fans would think of it as a religion because they are more dedicated into what's going on. High school, you don't really see it that much. A lot of fans there, but when you get to the pro level, it is a little interesting to see how far fans will go. So the question of whether sport is religion, I'm still looking into it. For some people, I can't say that sport is a religion to them because they do look forward to it. They do put a lot of time and effort into it. So that's how I feel about whether sport is a religion or not.